Good day, everybody. Welcome to this broadcast. Today is November 10th, 2025. Uh, let's talk about the crisis in Nigeria. Sometimes ago, I listened to one of Nigeria's serial coup plotters lamenting. He happened to be a minority in the north. I think he's from Nasarawa or thereabout. Was one of those chronic, wicked, and callous coup plotters that terminated the life of the first military head of state of Nigeria, General Aguiyi Ironsi, and the governor of Western Region, Adekunle Fajuyi. When they terminated the life of these two people, they made them dig their grave. But today, he's lamenting because it's a Christian minority from the north. His people are lamenting. The Fulanis are taking over his ethnic villages. They are taking over villages in the state, and he's lamenting. The Nigeria's problem did not start today. These guys caused Nigeria problem in 1966 when the likes of them took over government in the first and the second military takeover, which destroyed Nigeria. Unfortunately, Nigeria has not come out of this sad situation. Today in 2025, Nigeria is in shambles. The president, it took the president of the United States to threaten Nigeria, to threaten the government of Nigeria, to threaten the civilian government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for them to sit down to do what they are elected to do. Unfortunately, they are in government. Their hands are tied. They can't do anything. Before we continue, let's listen to General Theophilus Danjuma, who was a chief of army staff during the second military takeover in Nigeria. He was chief of army staff to I think Muritala or Obasanjo or whatever. But notwithstanding, let's listen to him lamenting, telling us that the Nigerian military is all even involved in the crisis that has engulfed northern Nigeria because a lot of people, a lot of our political allies are making money. They are laughing to the bank because they are using this opportunity of a crisis in the north caused by them to laugh to the bank, to take lithium, to take gold, to take mineral resources at the expense of their own people. Let's listen to him.
Depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. The armed forces are not neutral.
That's General Theophilus Danjuma, the former chief of army staff of Federal Republic of Nigeria, lamenting.
They facilitate their movements. They cover them.
He said the military facilitates the movement of terrorists. He said, I didn't say it. Nigeria former chief of army staff said Nigeria military that they cover Boko Haram, they cover terrorists, they facilitate their movement. If Nigeria military is going to attack Boko Haram, some people within will give information to Boko Haram that the Nigerian army is coming, and before you know it, Boko Haram will waste our soldiers. This is what he's saying. Let's listen to him again. This is General for his document.
Depending on the armed forces to stop the killings.
He said we can't depend on Nigerian armed forces
one by one.
to stop the
The armed
killings.
forces are not neutral.
They are not neutral.
They collude
They collude.
with the armed bandits
They collude with terrorists
that kill people.
that kill the innocent citizens.
They facilitate their movement.
They facilitate their
cover
movement.
them.
They cover them. So what are we talking about? I don't see the solution to all this problem. There is no solution in sight because unfortunately we have been locked up, we have been mopped up as a country. In the first place, we are not supposed to be a country because we have different ideologies. As an average Yoruba man, I believe that things should be done in the things should be done rightly. I don't need favor from government. I want things to be done the right way. But an average northerner, an average Fulani person, don't let me say northerner, because the people of Middle Belt are seen as northerner too, but they are not enjoying anything. They are being sent to the great beyond by the Fulanis who come from Futajaro, who come from Mali, who come from Niger to take over their land. So they are not. So they are also northerner. Let me say the Fulanis. An average Fulani areas does not believe in good governance. They cannot survive. The Fulani areas cannot survive without governance. They want to be in power. That's why they call themselves born to rule. They want to be in power. They want to be in power. That's why they know they're always covering whatever atrocities their people are committing. The people, the leaders of thought in the north, they are involved in this. That's why it's going to be very difficult for anybody in the ends of affairs in Nigeria to be able to eradicate terrorism, especially in northern Nigeria. If the most respected Muslim in Nigeria, the Sultan of Sokoto, can come out and say, if you fight against Boko Haram, you are fighting against God. That means they are the ones sponsoring them. So that means the Sultan of Sokoto is in support of Boko Haram. So I won't be surprised if Sultan of Sokoto is one of their financiers. Because if the Sultan of Sokoto, who want peace for his people, we open his eyes, people are being sent to the great beyond by terrorists, and you come out to tell the Nigerian government that if you attack them, you are attacking God. That if you attack Boko Haram, you are attacking God. Sheikh Gumi also has the guts to tell the government severally not to harm them, that they are his brothers, that they are his children, that you cannot harm them. You have to negotiate with them. Who negotiates with terrorists? Who negotiates with bandits? If you continue to negotiate with bandits as you are negotiating, others will be springing up. It's better to send them to the great beyond. Why negotiating with them? The North will not have peace until we have the temerity, until we have the audacity, until we have the courage to be able to wipe them out. The government of Nigeria must have the courage, without being influenced by external power, without being instructed by external power, to do the right thing. Nigeria government has the name of the sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it difficult for government of Nigeria to publish their names and prosecute them? There is no way we can have a good society without doing the right thing. We must do the right thing. As long as we are unable to do the right thing, I will continue to say it. We can't expect the right answers. We cannot. We can't expect the right answers. The North, the elite in the North, they believe in fraud. Everything about the North, about northern Nigeria, is fraud. The population is fraud. Their numbers is fraud. Election is fraud. They thought the Southerner whatever atrocities that is being committed in the southern part of Nigeria today, the North taught us. The other time I was listening to the saint of the North, El Rufai, the man who is being called the Bosha of Kaduna, telling us that the way they are treating people are treating the northerners, these are special, that is making them to be lazy. That somebody from one part of the country will score 300, will not get admission to university. Somebody from the north will get 100 and will get admission into the university. Now they know. Now today, they break. It's today they break that you people got to know. They did all these things to favor themselves. But despite the fact that they are doing that, they have been doing that for years since independence, they have not been able to meet up with the South. They have not been able to meet up. Any federal institution, once somebody will write jam together all over the country, somebody will get 100 marks, the person will get admitted to federal university. Then the person that got 300 marks will not get admission. So what kind of education is that? What kind of society are we building? What kind of society are we building? Why will those people not become criminals by the time they go to ministries, they become judges? How won't they become criminals? Because it's fraud that threw them up. Fraud threw them up. Whatever they get, whatever they get to, they did not get there because of merit. So I don't know how we had the audacity to be able to defeat Boko Haram, to be able to rein in on Boko Haram. What we are facing in Nigeria today is a mistake of 1914. We are not supposed to be a country. Nigeria is not supposed to be a country. It would have been better for people that are called Yoruba today to be on their own. Even if we are together with the Yorubas in Benin Republic, in Togo, it would have been better for us because we speak the same language. But the German, the Portuguese, the French, the English, they divided us. They divided us. The Yorubas have nothing in common with the Fulanis. The Fulanis don't even have anything in common with Nigeria. There's nothing like Fulani before 1700. It was after 1700 they started coming to the space that is called Nigeria today. Before the Fulanis came, there were Hausa kings in the north who are even Muslims. Who are Muslims. They eradicated all the Hausa kings and installed themselves as emirs. Now, despite that, every day they are still trooping into Nigeria to become citizens of Nigeria. Not only to become citizens of Nigeria, but to uproot people from their ancestral lands. Uproot people from their ancestral lands. Somebody will just come from Futajayon, somebody will just come from Sudan and start removing people, and the government will look the other way. If the former chief of army staff can be lamented that people must defend themselves, that if they have to if you wait for any government, you will all die. Yes, that's coming out from the mouth of the former chief of army staff, General Theophilus Danjuma. That's what I will continue to say. If the federal government, they cannot allow Nigeria to practice true federalism, if they can allow us to practice true federalism, so that there will be state police. I don't know why it's difficult for Tinubu. He's afraid of second term. Why it's difficult for him to give us state police? Because anything, the Nigerian National Assembly is your puppet. Anything you need, you can get from them. Why is it difficult for us to have state police? In the international market today, an AK-47 goes for between $700 and $1,300. AK-47, depending on the depending on the brand. So why is it difficult for the? I don't think it will be difficult for the state government, especially in Yoruba state, to fund to buy arms and ammunition. If an average governor is collecting about 500 million security votes every month, so why will it be difficult to protect ourselves? As General Tevros Danjuma has said, we should be able to, we have to defend ourselves. If Nigerian military, this is a retired general from Nigerian army, a once influential retired general now. He's still influential anyway, to some extent. If he's telling his people that if they have to wait, what he said applies to everybody, not only to his people. That if we have to wait for the Nigerian military to protect, to defend, that everybody will die. So people should be allowed to carry arms in Nigeria. Let's see how it goes. People must be allowed to defend themselves. People must be allowed to, if the government cannot protect the people, then the people should be allowed to protect themselves. Anybody that has the money to buy AK-47 should be allowed to buy it. That's how it's supposed to be. How long are we going to continue in this country to allow criminals to terminate people's life anyhow? A group of idiots will just come from nowhere overnight, overrun a village, take the life of like 200 to 300 people, and government will look the other way. Nigeria is the only country in the world where the life of your citizens will be terminated, and governments will look the other way, and government will not find solution. For almost 20 years, this has continued to happen. Lives are continuing to be taken by these criminals, and nobody is doing anything, as if we don't have military. How can somebody be pardoning Boko Haram and be calling them whatever name they are giving them, and you are pushing them into the Nigerian army, and you are enlisting them into the Nigerian army, and you are calling them repentant Boko Haram, and you are pushing them into the Nigerian army, and you think you want peace? As I've said, as long as we don't have the courage to fight them, as long as some people are above the law, especially those who are the emirs in the north, because they are their belief, they are using Hadith and the Quran, because the Quran says kill them, eliminate them. The Kafiris, the Jews, the Christians, that's what their Quran says. Eliminate them, kill them. So now that President Trump is saying no, this rubbish must stop. That if it doesn't stop, that it's going to come to Nigeria with boots on the ground, gun blazing. Everybody is running kata. Everybody is running kit. Why must Nigeria government wait for President Trump to come and tell you what to do? Why were you elected? Is he by force to be president? Now, the president of Nigeria is not Fulani. You have not even finished first time. We are already talking of a second time. Somebody who calls himself the president of Nigeria must be ready to rein in on them, on criminals. Nobody should be above the law. Because as it is, since I was a child, an average Fulani, Hausa Fulani, whatever, they have always been above the law. They have always been above the law. As long as they continue to be above the law, Nigeria will know no peace. People must be taken in for whatever offense they committed. Any country where some selected set of people are above the law, there is no way that country will know peace. Yes, there is genocide in Nigeria. Only a stupid person will deny it. That is genocide. What do we call the situation whereby a group of people, armed criminals, will overrun a village, just eliminating people, and you say that's not good, especially people of a particular ethnic group will come into a village of another ethnic group, eliminating them. Is that not genocide? That's genocide. Because you want to eradicate them at all costs, so that you can take over their lands. That's genocide. It is said that most of the time, the arms purchased with Nigerian money ends up in the hand of Boko Haram. How? And we call that a country. And that is a country. And that is a country we should all cherish. That's a country we should all respect and cherish. No, I don't understand. I don't get it. So if Tinubu cannot give us state police, then people should be allowed to carry guns. Because if they know that almost everybody in a village have guns, even in a village of 1,000 people, if they know that at least 200 people have AK-47 in that village, they will not come. They dare not come. They won't come. But because they know that they are above the law, the government will not do anything. So they believe whatever they want to do, they can do and go scot-free. Nothing happens. So the government behaves as if it's business as usual. Even 1,000 people is killed in a day. Another day, 2,000 people. It doesn't concern people in government. As long as they are getting money, as long as they are getting their money. Nigeria is the only country where human life is not cherished, where human life is not important. If anything happens, it's business as usual. It's so unfortunate. I wish the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, can sit up to actually do something, especially in the north. Because the northern, that's why it's going to be difficult for the north to be out of power. They love power. They cannot survive without power. They can't do anything without power. They can't do anything without power. Because they have used the power even in their favor. Despite the fact that they have used power in their favor, what have they got in return for it? Nothing. What they have only gotten is this Boko Haram that they have imposed on themselves. This Boko Haram they manufacture for themselves. This Boko Haram they institutionalize for themselves. They have decided, because today they have always been telling us they have the numbers. Where is the numbers? Is Middle Belt not part of the numbers they claim they have? Middle Belt is part of the number they claim they have. The people of the Middle Belt now are the ones being terminated daily by Fulani Boko Haram, by Fulani bandits. Because I don't get it. How can somebody call himself Emir, traditional ruler, whatever, and you say the criminals are your family? Don't harm criminals. And those criminals are taking the lives of innocent people. And God bless President Trump as he continues to put pressure on Nigeria government for doing nothing. As he continues to put pressure on the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do what he was elected to do. God bless you all.